So this topic will be debatable. I first want to get my viewers' opinion about AI being used in solo RPG. There was a very good comment in one of my earlier Shadowscape videos that talked about this. They appreciated how I went back to the traditional approach of playing solo RPGs tabletop without using AI for the content. I, guilty as charged, still use AI for this, for the image generation. But I've done it many times before, whether it was AI Dungeon or Tables and or Friends and Fables, whatever it's called, uh, using it strictly as a dungeon master, as the game master. And I've used it with GPT countless times. It was one of my I've used AI since my earlier videos, a year and a half ago plus. So the concern here is the split audience. I'm trying my best to appeal to both crowds, and I understand completely that not everybody will love to see AI in the solo RPGs, while the other half don't mind it or enjoy it. Again, this is completely debatable. The question is, where do I stand on things? I won't lie. Like every other person out there, I use AI on personal daily basis, whether it's on here or on GPT. But at the same time, when I started playing solo RPGs just traditionally, either digitally on the screen using my own oracles or dice or just my own noggin, it was highly enjoyable. And then I experimented with AI as AI approved. I think back then it was like GPT 3.5 or up. It was very groundbreaking for me. It was exhilarating. I was very surprised on the amount of not creativity per se, but amount of carry that AI had, specifically GPT, obviously. I've used Google Gemini at times. It's equally as powerful when it comes to creativity, but back to the subject. Using GPT back then to be the dungeon master, whether no matter the rules, it doesn't really matter at this point, and custom prompts, it was again, this is all revolutionary in terms of technology, but it does use amount of power. And I have encountered many times in my later videos of the recent AI campaign I did before Shadowscape, Exeter campaign, I think, um, that GPT was the conversation was getting so huge that it was slow. That's the downside. You're stuck paying, X amount a month for a certain amount of props or usage limits. Again, there's a bunch of variable items to consider, but it was still fun. And that's really the purpose of my channel, just to have fun. Because, for example, work today was hell. 12-hour shift, 13-hour shift. I got home, still getting calls, but like now I'm back in solo RPG mode. But reading some comments today from scattered videos, it reignited the flame in my mind to not to make another Shadowscape episode, but to focus on a topic that is huge and controversial. It's totally fine. I'm not here to say that AI is better or analog play is better. What I am here to say is I'm going to continue doing both. But the love for analog play has been stronger for me, has been more enveloping. Going back to Shadowscape, I felt so damn rusty because I was again stuck. I was uh it was a handicap when using AI. The creativity is gone to an extent. I did hack when I was using AI. That was one caveat. Um, I did mention a custom prompt that I would hack the story to throw in some creativity to spark it up a bit, make it exciting, which I did quite often, probably too much. But the Dungeon Master, for 75% of it, handled most of the content. Content, I meaning adventuring, NPCs, the events, everything unfolded. I was just there mostly as a player to take control of the player characters. So, is that fun? It depends on who you ask. To me, I enjoyed it, but it was in the heat of the moment. As it continued, as the prompts were getting slower, and this is back in 4.0, I believe, before 4.5 is in the research preview right now, if you even have access to it. But 4.0 was getting clogged with all of the content I was typing in, and it was reiterating and remembering. It was slowing down, and that can take away from the fun. That can challenge the patience of my viewers, and that can challenge my patience respectively. So that's why when I started the Shadowscape campaign, that was originally a continuation of my prior campaign with the Wolf character. It was nice to be back in the on the saddle of traditional tabletop play or analog, whatever you want to call it. So while still using AI to make these images, to make my character profiles, for example, this on the left, the title, I'm seeing the love I had for playing traditionally on tabletop. I always enjoyed, this will never go away. I've always enjoyed collecting the RPGs, no matter the era, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and on, and trying to read them through the books, creating the characters and playing them. That is something I'll never lose. AI or not, still prefer to have the physical copies of the book in person. Digitally, I just can't do it. Like scrolling through PDF, playing on Roll20, I've tried it many times. I just can't. And I have issues with my camera with this thing quite often. It cuts in and out, might be the cable, but I have it here, and it's been working so far with Shadowscape. But there's just the beauty of having a physical document, whether it's something small like Maze Rats or as big as the Hero system, for example, which I do have, the fifth revised edition, I think. That one's a monster. I don't want to lie pretending like I know how to play that game. Reading through it though. So again, this topic's all over the place, and I felt like this is not really a RPG workshop video, but this is more so should be a video solely debating the concept between AI and analog. Not video, but for actual content generation when it comes to solo RPG. So since solo RPGing is such a small, tight, niche community, growing though very fast. Um, Heck, I joined a year and a half plus ago. It's becoming a concern because the audience is becoming split. There might be people in the middle. That's completely understandable. Heck, I probably say I feel like there's like a political opinion now, but I feel like I might be in the middle too, but still prefer on occasion analog play. But I have to realize there will be people on excuse me in my audience who love AI using it and who use it on their own for D&D. Totally fine. I will understand there's a split. I don't want to pick sides here. I can't really pick a side. It's like I enjoy AI, but like when I'm in the moment, admittedly I was rusty in the earlier episodes of Shadowscape and before that, but once I got into it, I felt like it was actually working out really well, and it is. Like in my prior episode of Shadowscape, now I'm using Maze Rats. I loved it. Like it was fun. Like I didn't really use the tables much in Maze Rats. I was just thinking of it mostly on the spot, and that was fun. And I missed it. So when you have the creativity in thinking of situations on the spot and character generation and or NPC generation and situational risks, that helps me in the real world. It sparks my brain, turns it on, keeps it going. So I can think clear, I can act clear, and it helps with the role play, despite my limitations in role play, in approaching role play with my macro play idea. But I don't want to disregard AI completely. It's the times, it's growing, it's taking over reality, our concept of reality. It's obviously going to happen. We can't push away from it, but we can still enjoy traditional tabletop play. I don't think that will ever die. So I really want to hear what you guys think. That's what I think. It's my opinion is all over the place, and I kind of assumed that this will be around 10 minutes. I don't be on drawing on it for an hour talking about why something dark side of AI. But I really want to hear what you guys think. I'm sure this topic will explode. I'm sure they'll get some. Please keep it civil. I'm not here to pick. I'm just here to say that I use both. because it's true. I've moments, there's pockets of moments where I'm on a binge streak of AI. You can search my history, AI Dungeon, whatever, the GPT. I'm so inconsistent. That's my fault. That's me at a fault, I should say. But that's just how I am. That's my channel. AI, there'll be moments of AI, there'll be moments of traditional tabletop play, whether it's on the computer screen or camera down. That's just how my channel is, and I'm going to keep going. Um, I've noticed I will mention this analytic. When I have done, I think I've talked about this. I don't recall. Sorry, it's been such a long week. More so long day. I have noticed when I started doing Shadowscape analog play, I've had a boom in subscribers at in my standard pace. I'm like 515 plus now, and I did a video of thanking everyone obviously very much for the 500 mark, halfway to 1,000. That's incredible in my opinion. But I noticed that there's been a spike in subscriber count and viewership to an extent for when I've been doing this traditional solo play. That could be because I was using BeckMe or Whitebox originally. I went to BeckMe for like a solid 16 or so episodes, give or take. But now I'm back to Maze Rats, or I'm at Maze Rats for this series specifically, which might scare, not scare, but might people might lose interest, like they might prefer BeckMe. Totally understandable. I just decided to, okay, time for Maze Rats. I missed it, want to try it, and I'm happy I did switch to it. But I understand, like AI, that might piss off some people, and people might unsubscribe, be like, come on, dude, why'd you go to Maze Rats? BeckMe was, experience counting, you were doing it so well, or it was working out, you were doing terrible, but you're still playing it. I understand. That's how I'm framed. So that I can understand. That I will take I'll take the fault for that. But anyways, please explain below your opinion about AI, if you believe it's damaging the solo RPG community, or if you enjoy it, if it's splitting the market between, think of it as an umbrella. And if you think, or two umbrellas, so there's, AI, or I should say probably just a fork in the road if you prefer to go AI, or if you prefer um, solo RPG traditional tabletop play. Or like I'm trying to be, down the middle. That's just how I am as a person. I'm trying to figure out, this whole channel is an experiment, as I've been saying for thousands of years, and it's just fun. That's really all I care about. I know there'll be some repercussions to that, but in any event, yeah, I'm done talking and jabbering on. Thank you for watching. Please watch my other videos. Comment below, specifically for this video, obviously. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, share, and I usually don't say that because I often forget, but I'll see you guys next time.